thanks to you, thanks to people watching my videos who ask me questions, I'm gonna cover this topic. Three reasons why I moved to Costa Rica and not to Mexico. Yes, I'm gonna give you some insights on the why of my choice. Let me tune my camera in a way that you can see me well. I'm not sure if it's gonna rain, yes or no, but I'm happy if you're hopping on live with me. Thanks for spending some time. Yeah, this is a frequently asked question lately, and I decided I'm gonna do a video because I never talked about Mexico. I never really talked about why Costa Rica versus another country, but there is some stuff that I can share with you, explaining actually to you, to strangers, why I came to this conclusion. If you watch this video live, please do me a favor and shoot me a text in the comments below letting me know that you can hear me, because it's always, you never know, it could be the mic that I'm using, it could be because, I don't know, something is not plugged in right. I would love to be sure that you're hearing me. And if you're watching this in a recording, just reply below recording. Okay, Brian is saying yes, that means you can hear me. If you watch this live, type down in the comments live, and that way I can also see who's watching live, who's watching the recording, and to find out if this is a good time of the day. I'm kind of spontaneous, so I just thought I'm gonna do it live. It was a while ago that I did that, and that can also mean that you can ask me questions at the spot and I'm happy to answer them. So if you're watching this as a recording, by the way, and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, this is an open invite to do so, and then just click a little icon you see on the screen, then hit the bell icon, and then you get a notification every time I upload a new video or when I'm about to go live. And yeah, that way I hopefully can serve you with more future content about Costa Rica expat life and Costa Rica in general. I moved here in 2018, and since then I'm determined to share everything I've learned, because people never stopped asking me things about it. So I'm excited to share all my failures and all my findings, all my discoveries, and just also sometimes stories of why I did things in a specific way when there's also other options. So as today, why Costa Rica, why I moved to Costa Rica and not to Mexico. Reason number one. So 3 in total, so stick to the end, okay? Otherwise you're gonna miss out. Reason number one is that, little background story, before Dirk and I started our family, before we had kids, we traveled a lot. We traveled for about 1.5 years non-stop together with backpacks. We started in The Hague in the Netherlands, and we went overland through Russia, through Germany and Poland, Russia to Uzbekistan, to China, overland to China. We just saw a lot of central. I had to dig down in my mind, like, where was it? How did we go again? Actually, from The Hague to the center of Asia. That was a very not explored piece. Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, all those stands close to Afghanistan. We've been there. It was amazing. Then we went through China, stayed a couple of months in China, explored that part of Asia. Then we went down to Southeast Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos. Then we went to India, Nepal, back to Thailand to have a small vacation, to finally get back to the Netherlands. And then we brought back a tiny mini baby in my belly. So that was pretty amazing. So I didn't see Africa. I didn't see North America or America. I didn't see South America or the Caribbean that time, but that was our Asia trip. Later, I traveled to the Caribbean, Dominican Republic, Cuba. We saw a lot of Southern Europe, like Spain, Portugal, Sardinia, close to Italy. And the thing is, we loved to travel, and we always dreamed about moving to another country than the Netherlands. Because I don't know what it was just a wish, a desire, a feeling, but we had never found a country where we felt home. Until in 2016, we vacationed in Costa Rica with the 4 of us, with our 2 children who were around 13 and 7 that time, and Dirk's mom. We just brought her because she's so amazing. So we were there with the 5 of us, and immediately we both fell in love with Costa Rica. It was the time that we already had replaced my job income as a social worker and Dirk's restaurant businesses for our online income. So we already worked fully remotely and online in our own online business, okay? That's an important part of why I moved to Costa Rica and not to Mexico. Are you still with me? Are you still following? I'm working towards the reason number 1, 2, and 3. So basically my reason number 1 was first love on Costa Rica, with Costa Rica. The first little toes we put on the ground, it was great. I remember that our youngest was young, small, fell asleep right before we had to leave the plane when we entered the airport in Costa Rica, and there was a big line at customs, and I will never forget it because we just had a stopover in the United States, which was disastrous. Oh, it was not nice, not friendly. One of our kids were sick, and they didn't even, she was vomiting, and they didn't want to bring us a bag whatsoever. It was not friendly. That was our experience there. But in Costa Rica, our son was sleeping, and he was hanging over Dirk's shoulder waiting for customs at the end of the line, because when you have kids, you know, you have to check, double check everything. And the customs person who was standing there was just winking to us, come, come, come. And we were allowed to go first. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. So that was our first entry of Costa Rica. Very friendly, very gentle, very sweet, very loving people. And also people overall were so helpful and interested and very tourist friendly. That was my first experience. And we hadn't even seen our vacation location back then, that time I mean, and it was in Dominico, in the southern area. We rented a big house with a pool that was connected with jungle and ocean. And I have traveled through a lot of countries, but I never saw so much wildlife. That vacation of 3 weeks. It was really love on first sight. We were living or sleeping close to the ocean. We could have long beach walks. I could just literally walk with a surfboard into the ocean and surf. We saw monkeys in the trees. We saw big colored birds flying around, sloths hanging in the trees. All those beautiful animals that my kids were used to see in the zoos were all there in the wild. And not to even mention all the types of birds and all the sounds and the beautiful colored lizards. And it was so, in a good way, overwhelming. That was really love on first sight, because we could compare it with the countries that we had visited, including Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, so there was part of the United States, and Dominican Republic and Cuba. This was so stunning. We both agreed we've never felt so much at home because of the friendliness of the locals, and never saw such beautiful nature. So I'll never forget, in that vacation, we did a beach walk, and actually Dirk asked me, why aren't we closing our laptops in the Netherlands and open them in Costa Rica? Why don't we just do it and just sell everything and move? You know, the rest is history. We did it. So reason number 1 was love on first sight. And call me crazy, but reason number 2, and how old was I? I'm becoming 50 this year, so I was around 45. I'm a very impulsive person. That's reason number 2. I just did it. I never saw Mexico. I know that Mexico exists, but I never been there. I just came to Costa Rica first. I fell in love with Costa Rica and we decided, boom, let's just do it. Why not? We also talked about, of course, is this really the right country? Of course, we were realistic, but it never came up in our minds to lose any more time to first explore other countries, to compare, than just to make stuff happen back in the Netherlands, take care of arrangements, basically selling everything, letting everything go, and book an orientation vacation for Costa Rica again to explore more areas, to find out what's the best place, where's the best facilities for us as a family. And that's just how we've done it. So yeah, I fell in love with Costa Rica before I ever put my foot in on Mexico. 2, I'm impulsive. And 3 is that, and that is perhaps or probably the freedom of choice we have as digital marketers, online entrepreneurs / online coaches / affiliate marketers. We run our business, our own business online, as long as we have internet and our laptops and our smartphones. And we were thinking, why should we first explore other countries to compare if we can also just move to Costa Rica? And if we want to move from Costa Rica elsewhere, we just do the same process, close the laptops and go somewhere else. Let's follow our hearts and our guts. And that is why I never been to Mexico. And that's not because I don't think Mexico is nice. I think Mexico is great. Actually, the same month that I moved to Costa Rica, one of my colleagues and friends that I have online moved from the United States to Mexico. So we have something in common, right? So how cool is that? And they love Mexico. They bought an apartment there. They went through similar processes as we did, like integrating, relocating, leaving everything, selling their house, selling their car. They sold everything as well, and they just bought their dogs, and we sold everything and we brought our kids. Now we have 3 dogs and a cat. So that is why I moved to Costa Rica and not to Mexico. And due to the changes in the world right now with the pandemic, I just simply have not been able to explore the countries close to Costa Rica, because we are surrounded by amazing countries in South America, Latin America, the Caribbean, but also Mexico. A lot of people I know who moved here do their border run to Mexico, and they love Mexico. They just plug in a couple of days there and see some beautiful spots, enjoy it, come back, and they're done. But I cannot compare it with Mexico, and so far I have not seen any reason to leave Costa Rica because, well, my whole channel is full with it. I love Costa Rica, and for us it has been an amazing, warm, expat-friendly country. For us as family, with kids, for digital nomads, for the work that we do online, whether if you would work for a boss, which is not my preference because I don't want to rely on a job anymore. I've done that for 23 years. But having facilities as good high-speed internet, that's basically lots of places in Costa Rica to find, you can work. So it's also a COVID-proof country if you know how to run a business online, which is something that I do, but also that I teach since 2014, since I got better myself, be able to show proof of, what my business created for us, the freedom of location. Since we moved to Costa Rica, it was really obvious for a lot of people, wow, they're really doing it. Well, a lot of people back then didn't believe that we would be making it online, but we just kept following our nose and our hearts. And by the way, I noticed that in all my videos, I'm touching my hair so often. So if you're still watching my videos, despite that I'm just really I look really overactive, my goodness, that you can stand me because I was very irritated by myself seeing me touching my hair all the time. Leave your replies below what you think. But I think Costa Rica is a very good country, but hey, if you have the freedom of location because you have an online business setup the way that we have. By the way, information around my video in the description, I share more about my coaching programs. I have a roadmap to freedom, free 3-part video series created for people who are just totally new to this, who just want to tip their toes in the water of how do you get started with something that you do, Muriel. Well, that's that training. It's free. Oh, thank you. You like my hair. Well, thanks for the comment. I didn't expect people really replying to that, but really, like, I'm touching it so often. Also because it's warm and flies fly in. I was just hitting a spider web here and I just felt that there was something stuck in my hair. Anyways, welcome in the jungle in Costa Rica. Yeah, I think it's a very big benefit if you have a business that you literally, a laptop you can open up and you can maintain what you're doing to make your living. You don't have to pin yourself on a specific location forever. You can basically move to anywhere you want to go as long as there's internet, right? So that's why we just decided let's do it and figure out later if this is really the place. We can take a couple of years to find out, but so far we are here for 3 years. It has been amazing. We have no plans to move, but we never say never and we never say ever. So who knows, in the future this channel is going to be like how we moved from Costa Rica to Mexico. Who knows? I am not seeing it happening really fast because I'm really so happy here, but I also shared my reason number 2. I'm super impulsive. I always follow my gut. I'm totally into the law of attraction and I trust the path of all the guidance I receive. And when I get something in my head, I always see it as a sign that someone or something is showing me the way and I have to grab that. And when I don't like it anymore, I can always change my mind, right? So, but I always go for that. So yeah, I hope that my video serves you if you're looking into information about why I moved to Costa Rica and not to Mexico. If you're comparing the both countries, if you have a lot to share about Mexico, which is awesome, just don't hesitate and leave your replies below because I want to hear your awesome stories about Mexico. You know, when the world is a little bit more in balance and it's easier to travel from A to B without all the hustles with papers and codes and all that hustle and stuff, I'm willing to check it out. So yeah, leave your reply below and thank you for giving me the thumbs up on my videos, comments, leaving your comments and sharing my videos if you think anyone can benefit. And thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. This was an 18-minute live streaming and I always appreciate hearing from you and to receive your suggestions because this topic was requested by some of my loyal viewers. Thank you, thank you. Keep your requests coming. And I'm gonna be honest, if I think that I can make education or content about it, I will do that. Right now, my dog wants attention and I will show you. Hello, Joey. You did really well. So he was just playing around with the thing and there is his girlfriend, Sophie, who was also really doing well because she can make a lot of noise while I make the video. And she's so cute. We found her. She was a stray dog. She lost a leg because she was probably hit by a car. She was dragging it along with her. And Joey, funny dog. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna play with my dogs and there is Lucky. Lucky, play with Joey, man, so I can complete my video. So welcome in my world. Welcome in my stamping ground. I obviously was making this beginning of this video on my tripod, but now my dog grabbed my attention. I want to say goodbye. Yeah, they're very cool dogs. They are a blessing. Hey Joey, you're a cool dog? Give me a kiss. Can you give me a kiss? Can you give me a kiss? He can do it. My daughter taught him that. But yeah, I can, this is called rambling on, actually. I can ramble on really easy. But this also shows a little bit of my world here in Costa Rica. My dogs, they are a huge part of my happiness and joy. Also, just one of the things that's really lovely here to have dogs. I never had dogs. They came to us. He was our first pet rescue. He was also hit by a car. No one claimed him. And before we knew it, we had these three dogs and a cat. He's walking around. Let me call him. Ollie! Let me see if he's coming. And he just walked on our property with those 3 dogs walking around. So this is just for everyone who is, I'm done with the topic about Mexico. I just started to talk about my dogs. Yeah? So if you find, well, hey, they play hard and rough sometimes. Let me touch on this in my next video because I have to go. It starts to rain. So thanks for watching, sticking with me till the end. There's also something crawling in my dress. Que pasa, Sophie? Ah, you had the stick? Oh, whoa! My mic. Careful for my mic. Okay, I need to turn it off. So I really need to go to the river side and to have them play around or take them to the beach, which I'm gonna do now. Thank you for watching, everyone. I love you. I appreciate you. You are amazing. Thanks for being loyal followers and always be here. So appreciate you. Big hugs from Costa Rica. This was Muriel from the Sunshine Family.